Hi, I'm Kozan, and I'm grateful that you're here. I just wanted to cover a few things about me. It's not always easy to find out in a CV, and I hope this format allows me to connect with you for a moment why I am a good fit to work at your company. Okay, so in this talk, I will have a bit of an introduction about my experience, why we are here, looking at some stuff which I can't do at an interview, and looking at possibly bringing a series of few talks about keywords, SEO, marketing mix, things like this, so you can see better that I'm a good fit for your company. Okay, so about my experience, I love marketing, I love media, and I always have. It's just such a thrill to be able to have a magazine, let's say, and you've got an advert, and then suddenly you got tens of thousands of replies, you got customers, you got television adverts, you putting it all together, you got the SEO, you got everything happening that makes a company function. It's a very important function, marketing. And so my experience goes back all the way to 1997. So I came out of school reading Richard Branson's life story and I was ready. I went to college for a bit, came out, as you'll see in my CV, I went to college, I went through, and I thought I know how to do this spreadsheet stuff. My father was in business at the time. He had a workshop, upholstery workshop, where he had probably 15 people working there, and so I learned business administration like that. My grandfather was a farmer and a policeman. His grandfather also had business in them, and so you've got a long line of business interests. But where the problems begin for me is in the internet realm, which I'll come to, and I have done in my CV. But let's just go back to 1997, 1998. I came up with this magazine, the Generation X magazine, and at 17, 18, I managed to get accepted for 50,000 copies every 2 weeks. And my dad did help me to put this together financially, but then after that, he pulled me out to work for £70 a week. So the person who was about to rise up with 50,000 copies every 2 weeks went down, but it taught me a lot. I remember um, researching, and this is where I first found personas and things like this were in contacts with magazines like GQ magazine, FHM, competitive analysis, all of this and that. This was a magazine for men, pretty much like GQ magazine. I can just confirm that it is me in a moment once I find the page, but this was our dummy copy, and I actually took that picture myself of the drummer. I think his name is Roger Taylor. He's from one of the biggest bands, either Queen or one of them. Roger Taylor, yeah. Anyway, let's find, I think the page was in here. It's meant to say that Cozy Publications. Yeah, here we are. This is my old address, old father's address. So you can see Cozy Publications. So definitely from me. So that's where my media interest came up. Direct mail, direct marketing. Slightly before that, where I was printing up leaflets and I was getting sales through posting leaflets for counterfeit money pens, is security check pens. When Diana passed as well, I was selling books, where again same thing, mail order, designing leaflets, and I would go. I found a place that would offer the books for quite cheap, and I would go all the way to central London and get them and come back and then post them to the customers. So my experience stems all the way from a long while ago. I've been in telesales. I worked at Dialaphone, which used to sell tens of thousands of phones every month. They were like car phone warehouse. They've closed down now, but they used to have 350 employees, let's say. I was in an alternative office from the main office in Edgware, which had about 50 people. And I was in the first group that got there, and when they put us first on the phones, there was a group of us with everyone else watching us, and I got started reading the script, and someone was interested to buy, and I'm looking around like, what do I do, because I was the only person who reached an interesting purchase. So I put it through and they brought the sale. Later on, I was bringing the sales. So I've done cold calling, and I've been able to deal with all different people. I've got interest in music, and I've even worked for promoters as a more voluntary in helping distribute leaflets, packing and distributing. It's not the best of things, but I met a lot of people, and it's interesting to find out how we can connect the person with what we've got. And ultimately, that's what marketing is about. Some other experiences, I've worked as a help desk after I got my Microsoft certification, but I didn't like fixing things. I like building things, and the internet started. 2006, if we go back 2004 to 2005, I became an eBay power seller in a very short period of time. Unfortunately, a year later, didn't look like we made much money. I did no marketing at that point other than good listings. So there was some copywriting in that, possibly some A/B testing, because we used to have all different listings. We only had a few products. It was in adult entertainment, and at that time, selling marital aids wasn't a thing that eBay had on it. Now it does, but we don't sell marital aids. So this is my certificate all the way from there. As you can see, it's given in recognition of outstanding performance and professionalism all the way from 2004, 2005. So 2006, I started in internet marketing and content marketing. I made my first money online partnering with the billion-dollar Google from 2006 until probably until 2014. But let's say 2006, and then 2011, after what I will claim to you is that we, in those years where I done content marketing, I estimate that more than 100 million readers read my content under various pen names that I wrote all over the world. And we've done this calculation through having 1 million people come to my websites. I had 200 domains over the years estimated, and some of them was built to various levels. So unfortunately, I can't show you the data because of the length of time that has passed. But if you look online and you've looked at in the CV, and you can see our content marketing, our articles and things like that, you will see that the relevance of those years of daily efforts, even using an internet cafe to go and just focus and get it done. So in 2011, clients said, I want to work with you. Internet marketers paying us next to nothing, but with a 30 million share capital company formed, multimillionaire on paper. We built this thing and got next to nothing to do. Lots of content, like 100 articles and, different clients every month, all of this, lots of content. So if we took that content and went to businesses, it could have been With some of the marketing packages, we could have charged them, let's say, £500,000 for the level of efforts, like building 500,000 pages around the internet. And we managed to do that using advanced tools and techniques at that time when we got these clients. Internet marketers who promote all things online, who's made Amazon, who's made all of different companies who's selling online, binary options, finance, mortgages, health related. So we had a policy on health related. If it's about disease and all of that, we wouldn't do. So I've got expertise from, if you look at SEO started with just totally, you could have built a doorway page and fill it up with keywords and rank. That was how it worked. And then Google came up with this link building methods. But I have learned, I've gone through, I was reading post, an email the other day, and the person said in their first month they got 11 cents. I think we got 16 cents in our first month. And if you speak to any professional in this industry who started, you will find them work their arse off to make sense, literally to make sense, but then after that saw an increase. So I understand where the problem lies. I can help you optimize. As a Microsoft certified professional, I can help you optimize. So I've got a long range experience all the way from marketing, when we was running that eBay thing all the way 2004, 2005. We also had direct mail, putting adverts out there and getting responses. And this was done for some time. And then I left and focused online. So we've got this range of experience all the way from Generation X magazine to direct mail and getting two-step responses and sending catalogs out and things like this. So I've got an experience that not a lot of people have. Unfortunately, I'm not going to give you no certifications. I'm totally dumbfounded anyone to say I need you certified, because this isn't an industry of certification. This isn't an industry of certification. This is an industry of experience and understanding how technically link building works and being able to bridge that with traditional marketing. Now, I want to have a look. So, all right, before we look at the next step, I want to show you some things. But before we get to that, I want to just speak to you about why we are here. In 94, 96, I wanted to start £100 million company per year. That came about from reading the book Think and Grow Rich. And it inspired me, and I looked how I can do this. And gradually the internet came along. And in 2011, I built this company. I started the foundations. And we're going to build this £100 million company up. Software, we've got content, we've got marketing, we've got Bitcoin projects, we've got manufacturing coming up, all of this. And what's ended up happening is, shortly after, my father's house has been taken. There was problems at home. And once we moved to this place, it was a peaceful time of 3 years. And for me, I managed to build up to £500 a day. Now, you have to realize that in 2006, I started with $2, £2, bought a domain, and I started with nothing. You could buy a burger for the same amount of money. And I worked and toiled 18 hours a day, sometimes more. When we had the Bitcoin projects, I had special sleeping patterns. We had about 400 or 500 people who came to join us. I would have special sleeping patterns to be able to deal with the whole world. So this world my office has been the world, and I've dealt with people in the Philippines, India, Pakistan, customers in Canada, all over the world. Unfortunately, because of this only 3 year gap where I was able to move forward, and not in what I started, not in content, not in marketing, not in all of this. I just took all my knowledge and put it there. And we started to make money. But then after that, the problem started again. And so I went to government and said, get me out. And they said, go and stay with people. We'll pay for it. And then I've got all this stock in this place. I'm with people who's not from this country. Very dangerous situations. Very dangerous to have my goods sitting around. And it didn't work. And for 2 years, I personally saw my secretaries calling up councils. Gradually, they were gone because I'm losing money. I'm falling over. I'm suffocating after the 2 meter distancing. So here we are. I've got a lot of wealth, but unfortunately, I can't deal with what we got here. This silence. I like to be able to walk somewhere and keep myself professional, and then walk somewhere and say, hi, good morning, how you doing? This is what we're working on. And I have had that online, but that is a suffocating point. And today I want to bring myself back to the professionalism I've got. Those times when it's really enjoyable to work together, like we've achieved marketing success and we'll go and have a drink together. Or Christmas party. I haven't had a Christmas party. I go and I celebrate Christmas at music events. I celebrate at the pub, New Year, things like that. But it's suffocating after 19 years of looking at this blockage. So today I'm grateful to be able to reach out to you because there wasn't jobs like this. There was no jobs for SEO. There was jobs for traditional marketing. Unfortunately, I couldn't get into them because obviously how I've progressed my career. But because of the digital understanding, Microsoft, all of this and that, my experiences throughout those years, I'm well placed to help you. And I'll show you why. Why I love marketing and all of this and that. So this is one of my books that I've got in my hands. 101 ways to market your business. So let me flip to random page. Can your staff sell? I mean, really sell, not just take orders. So this is something that's important. We can improve what we're doing. You see, so it's good to have me. Okay, so let's find another one. The new rules of marketing and PR. So I've got a good selection of marketing things. What should you blog about? So we've got all of the things. Actually, this is an interesting book, though I can't say that the book is necessarily technically up to date. It's actually fundamentally brilliant because it speaks about how to get viral. It speaks about how to deal with social media, blogs, and all of that. It's a good fundamentals book. I got something else for you. This is from the old address, a letter from the Queen. So I always manage to get in contact with the people we need to get in contact with. Okay, this is a newsletter from Success University. They were more of an MLM company, but they had a brilliant education for both online. I learned a lot about content marketing from my educator like Dagan Smith, and another guy, Ned Ray, who taught me sell the sizzle, not the steak. You can hire me and I'll give you the best and leave you with the best, but you will not get the steak. You'll get the sizzle. A good bottom line. So yeah, that's that. Next, I want to speak about management. Some people have MBAs and things like that. This is Time of Your Life by Tony Robbins. And we've got things like effective decision making, how to make decisions. It's kind of like a SWOT analysis: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So things like this we can focus on to make sure we can do what we need to do. I want to just show you some other things. Like this is a new thing that including when we sell sunflower seeds to get more buyers. Certain things that we work on, designs, not just made by me, made by a team of people, sometimes by me. This is some copywriting for the same thing. As you'll see, it's mine. It's got my mobile phone number. Okay, on to look at this. I've got a swipe file by Dr. Joe Vitale, another kind of copywriting guy. He usually focuses on like things like hypnotic kind of things. Hypnotic writing swipe file. So I've got a swipe file here, and if I just go through, emotional, provoking words, affectionate, aggressive, agonized, angry, annoyed, anxious. You see, so it's got things like that. It's got another section. You will order now, will you not? You can order now, can you not? You see, it's got a whole load of stuff in here. How to create, how to design, how to decide, how to determine how to sell, all different things, mind-altering closes. You can get product worth over dollars for the low price of dollars. You see, so we've got a lot of stuff here that I can bring to the table and with the people I'm working with to be able to make sure we can sell. Now, here's another thing in my collection, like from Try a Million. This was to get people to buy certain marketing things, and it had a business intelligence where we found out how many people are in an area, how many households, how much are they spending at these particular places, total spend by these particular places, what's the median, who is the competitors in that area, all here, all here. So reports, another report, demographics and things, understanding about the area. In this one, for leaflet delivery, all in the area, what roads we got. So proper intelligence in regard to what there is. Now, let's look at some books that I've got. Some of these are listed in my CV. Now, I know this video is a bit long, but you are looking to hire me, and I'm trying to present myself with what I come with. Okay, so Handbook of Management Skills. I've got books like this. Speaks about planning, creativity, negotiation, decision making, problem solving, speaking, career planning, interviewing, stress management, time management, marketing, accounting, counseling, appraising, team building, meetings, writing, planning, and a whole lot more. So if I go to a certain page, behavioral patterns. Okay, some interesting ones that I bring how actually would focus with at the Tri-Million company with staff to make sure we are optimized. Um, for example, um, one of the richest men in the world, Rockefeller, he would barrel up oil, and he was an accountant. He was a bookkeeper, and by profession. And what he found is we can optimize by putting 3 dots to seal the can, for example, and it helps save a lot of money because he found to optimize. So I've got, let's say, Jackson system development. You don't really need system development, but in my knowledge with things like this, I can come and see how we're working and say, right, we could improve in these ways in our department, and hopefully make that happen in the organization. As you'll see, I've got my software Bliss Plus Plus timer that has helped me to develop all these different things. Okay, I won't keep you for longer. Basic managerial finance. I've got another book on finance somewhere. But yeah, this has a whole load of stuff. Let's say I come into here. Let's just have a look at what we got. Graphic example of financial plans. So I should be able to put the financial data that you might need together, budgeting and all of that. Okay, I want to show you some very nice books that I really do love to have in my hands. One of them is this book, Marketing, and it goes into it's almost like a swipe file, because we've got all of these big companies adverts, and like here we've got competition, ethics, social responsibility, we've got competition, economics, nature, politics, regulation, technology, society, and then we've got price, product, promotion, distribution, target market. You see, competitive element, types of competition, market attractiveness, all different things, establish specific project, specific objectives, facing a challenge at Canon. These are big companies, and it goes on to speak time and time again, all different things that are essential. This looks positioning and marketing yourself. So this is a handy book I've used throughout the years when I'm putting things together. Okay, here's another book. It's a bit wasted, this book, because I think it's been previously in a shed where it got a bit damp. So it's not looking too well, but it does actually still provide me usefulness. All right. Understanding the audience. Now, some of the things in this book, like for example, it will tell me what is a good kind of broadcast media. Actually, this is the one, and then it will tell me about radio and television and things like that, like the advantages and disadvantages, so we can think about how we're going to market, look at the product, look at the service, and decide who we're targeting, how we're targeting, and how we're spending. Both of these books give me big companies. Big companies. It's written by people who's part of very big marketing companies, And so it's got the things: sales, promotion, public relations, evaluative research, whole load of stuff, media buying, CNN. You see, so I've got a bit of a swipe file in these two books as well. So I don't understand how you work. Every place is a bit different, and my experience may not be coming out of university, but it's hands-on in life. I may not have had a multi-million pound budget, but I have done these things. I have had run Facebook adverts, Bing adverts, all of this and that. And as a Microsoft certified professional, technically, I've got the technicals to be able to handle what we've got, and such a media interest that I can bring to you the very things that you need. And if I don't know, I can learn. For example, picking up my basic managerial finance and bringing you whatever you need. Okay, another book. I'm going to hide the name of this book. I love this book. It's a bit old, but it still is very important, even though it's from 1993. It's got all of the UK media, so I can scroll through this. It's still relevant because it can tell me what media still exists. So here we got Stafford Chronicle, for example. Stafford Chronicle. And what does Stafford Chronicle tell me? It says frequency, weekly, Friday, price free. And then it gives me the contact details, and it says a full page advert mono is £492 back then. And it's got the contact details. It gives me all the data. I've got so many things in here. Jersey Weekly Post telling me, well, it doesn't give me the price on this one, but all throughout it's got the price. Gainsborough News, North Dorset Journal, all of these. So give me a call and let me help you. I want to work with your company. I can't work in silence. Yeah, I am supposedly a very rich man on paper, and I've got all of these technology and software and all that, but I can't do it. I'm not going to sit here and try and suffocate all alone. I want to be with people. I appreciate my staff and what I've done there, but today isn't that. I have to move out of my parents' home. I can't be pushed down every time. I want to work in a nice environment with nice people, and my family is nice, but unfortunately my dad's a trade professional, so it's slightly different, and I'm different. And if I went off in 97, 98 and launched my magazine, 50,000 copies, my life would be totally different. But why should I be totally negated in my experience with only a short gap where I've started to look good and look like the man who I am? So instead of all of that, I'll take my professionalism. I come do a great job with your company. I'm willing to learn, willing to invest my time. I'm a good manager, as you'll see in my portfolio. Now, my CV is different. I haven't followed that traditional look. I've given you something so you've got a taste of what I bring to the table, something that we want out there. A CV is nice to show. Maybe applying for a bank, it's the right thing to do. And now we've got the colourfulness, we've got the design, we've got all of the things, but I like it sexy, I like it looking good, and I want you to see what I bring to the table. So in my cover letter, you will find some of the things that will apply when I work with you. You will find in my CV my experiences, links to things. You will see them online as best as possible. Unfortunately, my eBay store it has to close down. It has to go smaller. It literally has to close down. What can I do? If eBay's deciding to take all of the money, I can't promote it. I can't do anything. I'm working as a slave. Some days seeing £4 coming. It's not my problem. I'm not going to suffocate for it. I'm going to come to you. You're going to pay me a good wage, salary, and we're going to be in a better position, and we can flow that position. I can't take on 100 tasks a day, suffocating in an environment like this. So I come to you, and I look forward to working with you and your people. I look forward to seeing your skill bases, and we work together. We make successful marketing campaigns and make sure the marketing campaigns are continuing and bringing us results. And where they're not, we improve them or change so we get better results. I've got the experience all the way from all these years. I may not have the degrees, but when it comes to online and internet marketing, my experience is one of the earliest people that you will find. And so I look forward to meeting you. I'm sorry the length of time for this meeting, but at least it's given you an idea of who you're dealing with and my experiences over those years. And I hope this investment is one where you accept to hire me. And I look forward to do a good job and working with my D team. Thank you.